Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and hair dryers. I am Chains. Welcome to the TheChainsProject. Today's reading is Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 to 8. The wickedness of humankind, because there ain't no rest. That was a reference to a Cage Elephant song called There Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. I thought it would be witty to start off the episode with a light joke and maybe some humor. Hopefully somebody got the reference. When people began to multiply on the face of the ground and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that they were fair, and they took wives for themselves of all that they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit shall not abide in mortals forever, for they are flesh, and their days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God went into the daughters of humans who bore children to them. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. The Lord saw that the wickedness of humankind was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of their hearts was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made humankind on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. So the Lord said, I will blot out from the earth the human beings I have created, people together with animals and creeping things and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the sight of the Lord. Alright, so pretty much what's going on is there's lots of sex going on, and then God's like, alright, well, there's going to be so much sex going on, we're going to have to stop all the old people, because old people they're just weird when they're 900 years old and in a giant orgy with you, just not something you want to have happen. So he caps the age off at 120 years. I think he should have gone lower. Then there's a side note about some guys called the Nephilim. They're pretty cool guys, and they're kind of like, oh, well, we're here too, and then we're coming up later. Epic foreshadowing, by the way. And then God's like, oh, wait a minute, there's too much sex going on. This is more than I had anticipated. That's gross. I am disgusted that I have made you people. That's just, ugh, so nasty. What's that green stuff? Oh, it's so gross. And then he's like, all right, well, the only probable option to do is not to kill everything. Even your pet dog Froto and some other cool birds and stuff. That's all got to go because you do much sex. And then Noah's like, hey, look at this favor I found. It's neat. It's over here on the ground. Check it out, God. First thing first we want to point out is the God makes a new age cap at 120. If you're following last episode, we were saying how there were scientific reasons and silly things that explained why we don't live to be 900 years old anymore. And the Bible's like, all right, well, magic happened, no more old people that are really old, and 120 that's a pretty good age cap, because even now, like just recently, the oldest man in the world in Japan had just died at 114, so he still had 6 more years to go according to the Bible, but he died of natural causes. Now let's talk about these new things called the Nephilim. There's 2 options here, what people think they actually are. They're either bigger, better versions of us, giant versions of us, and a few years ago in Greece, some people had claimed to have found fossilized evidence of giant human beings. It turned out just to be a big hoax, and if you looked at the pictures, it was the worst photoshopping I'd ever seen in my life. The other thing that people think the Nephilim are angels from heaven that kind of got down on earth and were meddling around without God paying attention very well, and then he got pissed off at them and bad things happened. Now in this section there isn't really a moral or kind of a teaching that's going on. It's kind of ramping up, like when you go to the roller coaster ride and there's the big thing that they pull you all the way up to the top and you're like, it's so scary, and you're just about to go over the edge. That's where we're at. We're like right on the top, about to go over, because God's getting real pissed off and his plans pretty much involve an apocalypse. That's always good for a movie when somebody's plan is the apocalypse, because there's going to be a lot of really cool explosions and car chases and hot women. So we're in for a good story. And then Noah's like, I'm going to be the hero of all this because I found favor, whatever that could possibly be, because I don't think Noah really knows yet. And that is it for this episode of The Chains Project. Extra short this week because it's just a short part. Not my fault. You could blame Moses or whoever wrote the Bible. I don't know. So I was working on an outro, but I was busy counting to infinity, and I think I'm at like 5,342.5. $1,543,247. Oh crap, I lost count.